Hi, happy Wednesday everyone, and welcome back to PinkyhootArt's live painting sessions where I share my art process and my new paintings and anything I'm working on with you guys. Hope everybody had a great week. I am still working on the painting I live streamed last week, but it is literally down to the last like 5% of it, so I'm hopeful that I can finish this painting live with you guys. If you're just finding out about me and seeing this for the first time, I'll really appreciate it if you give me a follow, subscribe, wherever, depending on where you're watching me, and maybe leave me a comment and see, let's meet, introduce yourself, and maybe hop in the chat and say hi, so you can ask me any questions. Let's have some fun today. Okay, I guess I'm ready. Let's just get started. Let's look at what we have so far, I guess. And I definitely still need to mix some paint, so I'll show you guys how I'm gonna get to that. But yeah, I did work on it a little bit since last time we streamed. I'm really pretty happy with how this piece is turning out. This is a little creature in the corner. She's laying on her side, her fist kind of clenched. So this little guy coming up. These flowers, I used masking fluid on some parts. I did remove them already, but they turned out great. So this is the most unfinished one, so I'm gonna start with that and then come back around to finish all the other ones. And I think this face probably needs a little bit of touch up, final things. So I'm gonna set my camera right here. If it'd be awesome if you guys can share my stream with somebody, let somebody know, anybody know. Hi Trevor, good day. We've been chatting all morning. I feel like. Hope you're doing well. I just read all your comments, all your DM, but I haven't really. I didn't answer yet. Let me share my chat with my stream with a few other people, communities. So I'll be getting it started. Okay, well, today is the day that I'm going to finish this. I did get a wet palette per Wender's recommendation. I hope she hops on so I can properly thank her because it has been amazing. And this wet palette has a little sponge at the bottom. I probably should make a video about it. A little sponge at the bottom, and you add water to it so it kind of keeps my gouache paint wet. And if anybody has ever used gouache paint, you know that it dries so fast. It's probably one of the biggest challenges. So, and here's what it looks like. I'm trying to be careful not spill water on my painting. Okay, this is kind of what it looks like. It's like a danger area. Let's move it over here, the less important part of the painting. And it's like a piece of paper on top. I'm trying to see if I need to add more water. I think we're pretty good. So it comes with like a rubber band and a cover, so it keeps the moisture in. And you see I mixed this paint a couple days ago, and it's still pretty wet. Although the downside is kind of makes it watery, so that's kind of a balance you have to get. Okay, so I started on her antenna already. All these, what I discovered about using gouache is that it takes a lot more time than I think than watercolor sometimes. So I need to properly factor that in. But I really do love painting with it because it kind of reminds me of how oil paint is. And I studied oil, you know, in university times, and I miss it, so it's kind of the in-between for me. Let's see, this big, and I do have a new set of brush just for gouache and watercolor. Okay, so I'm kind of like, if this is the size I want, or should I do this? No, the big one's good. Oh, I know, it's I didn't know that until recently, I guess, when I started working with it. All right, let me show you how I'm gonna mix my paint, I guess. I'm trying to get a very pale light green because my palette of this painting is so light. So, I don't wanna mess, I am still using yellow, so I'm keeping that, still using red, keeping that, so it's gonna be the new area. I'm gonna scoot these white over a little bit because I am gonna mix it with white. And it has some very grassy green, mix that in. And with gouache, you want to have a creamy consistency, as creamy as you can get. So this is a pretty green, yeah? Kind of bright, or maybe a little bit more green. So pretty. And I think I was trying to do shadow in the darker shade of the same color, but I was playing around with some contrasting colors as shadow, and it turned out pretty good. So I think I might do that today. So what is contrasting color with green? Shoot. I guess I'll use blue, which is here already, so I think we're good. All right, so kind of my palette going on today, right here. Do this. Let's zoom her in. I am really starting to, or not starting to, I guess have been enjoying these little creatures coming alive. So I'm gonna do a little test dip. So this is a color, right? Maybe too bright, and this is a contrasting. It's very watery, but a little too bright. Okay. Well, good thing I tested it. I feel like my green was a little too bright, so I'm gonna add a little bit more blue to tone it down. And yes, I am jumping right into the gouache today because I don't know. I think last time or 2 sessions ago, I was jumping between watercolor and gouache. It just messed me up so bad because they are so different, even though they both are water-based paint. But how they behave is so different. Hi, Agent 415, aka Guri. How are you today? I hope the Bay Area's sunshine today, because it's been pretty rainy for me here and it's finally lightening up. But thank you so much, and thank you so much for stopping by, saying hi, Guri. It's always so good to see you. Okay, so now it's this green color. Interesting. I'm trying to like actively dirtying up this color. Make it more dirty because it's too pure, maybe. Okay. I got it. Okay. Let's do it. Oh. Well, I hope the sun visit you soon enough. Yeah, it's been raining here for days. It's finally sunshine, so I'm happy. I'm squeezing out some white gouache now just on my palette on the side because I realize I am using a lot of white on this palette. Which also kind of reminds me I should probably get a big tube of white gouache because it's the exact reason. There we go. I got my creamy consistency here. Okay, let's go for it. I do think I've been getting a little bit more confident with gouache. Hi, Carolyn. So good to have you. I hope you're laying back, chillaxing as you're watching me. I am working with gouache today, which is a new thing I'm picking up. Well, not too new, I guess, more recent than watercolor. And I find that when I combine gouache and watercolor in my art, it gives that extra dimension. So good to have you. Oh yeah, let me focus because as I mentioned in the very beginning, gouache is something that dries so fast. But yes, you do still have a few minutes, or not few, just like 1 minute to work with it. But I'm certainly not at the point where that's enough. Right now, I'm just focusing on filling the area in. I don't know. Heavier base. Oh, for sure. Oh, ew. Cat hair. Heavier base, yes, and it just behaves so differently than watercolor. There's some. I feel like I'm like joking that I'm dating a new person again. It's like all new experience and feeling. Oh. So I add a little bit of I got out a different brush because I realized I had to blend. But I do miss blending though, something I do miss from oil painting that you don't really do in watercolor. And I'm happy that I'm discovering yet another medium. Okay, let's add some white here. And I'm trying to get that painterly effect. Let's go down here a little bit. Let's do her body. I do feel like I made her head a little bit too green, but we'll see how we get around that. You guys are seeing creativity happening in real life. I also found it, I read that gouache is supposed to give a matte finish, but I'm definitely feeling like on my water, the things I have gouache on this specific painting have a shine instead of matte. So I don't know what am I doing wrong, or maybe it's the paper. This green makes me feel like spring, which is appropriate. Try to go fast. And for those of you who I talk to pretty often, Trevor and Caroline, I don't know if I should share this, but I don't know if it'll make it better or worse, but I've been dealing with a little bit of a ex-trauma from an individual who's posting some ridiculous allegations about me. And my strategy has just been ignoring it. So if you guys receive any sort of, or see any sort of these messages, I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see it. Please just report that person. And if you want to DM me about what's going on and find out more in depth, please do so. I'm more than happy to explain. So her arm here is kind of folded over. Look at her. She's got so much attitude. I love it. And okay, so her hand is folded over. What do I have here? Sometimes I load my brush up and forget what I just did. Okay, so I'm gonna darken this area. Thank you, Carolyn. Yes. This is... I just had to laugh about it, really, because what are you gonna do, you know? Can you guys see? Okay, let me get up close to see how I'm bringing some light and shadow into this arm. So the light's coming from this way. You're 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock? No. No, 10 o'clock. The light's kind of coming from 10 o'clock. This reminds me, what I was trying to teach my daughter how to read an analog clock, and she was like, "Why? It has it has no numbers on it." I was like, "What do you mean there's no numbers?" Oh boy. I hope our youth don't lose the ability to read an analog clock. Because I guess Claire found trying to teach her how to read a clock that just has those bars, you know, not like marked. Yes, thank you guys. And I also feel like sometimes what I don't know won't hurt me, kind of. I want to kind of just bury my head in the sand. But that also doesn't do me any good, I guess. I'm just gotta add a little bit of shadow to all these areas that she's covered by these flower petals. You see, it has like a little bit of room to manipulate. Do we like this color even? Imagining okay, we'll marinate. I think eventually I'm gonna have to bring some of that paint over to this flower, but yeah, we'll do that later. White here. I am pretty happy with how this painting is turning out overall. Yikes. And now I'm doing this on camera. I'm so nervous. I guess that's when growth happens. I was like, I finally got over being nervous doing watercolor on camera. Okay. We'll come back to you. She does pop out pretty much a lot, which I don't like. Since I have this loaded. Oh, hi. My dog's here. Hi, puppy. I'm gonna do this. Gonna bring some of the green color as details into some of the other girls. This girl has a little bit of eyeball on top. Maybe she's psychic. And then she is the main perpetrator, as she is trying to pull this flower. On my paintings, I feel like flowers are representing emotions and the little figures are representing thoughts. So this thought is trying to pull this emotion out, trying, and she has a little vacuum head helping her sucking it out. Trevor says he has failed a test before because of analog clock. Yeah. So you understand her rejection and why do I have to learn this? It's pretty crazy how the world is just changing right in front of our eyes, so. So she's got little leaf hanging around her vacuum suction head. I thought it's cute. It's got here. I feel like this corner is pretty cool, so I'm not gonna touch that. You know what, I'm gonna make this flower here more green so that, yeah, which is also appropriate, I think. Before I wash my brush off. I want to add some white here. And this is also another thing. I feel like in oil and acrylic, when I used to do this, like mix the white on top, the white just pops out. But in gouache, I'm finding that the white doesn't really pop out that much. Unless I'm just using pure white, which even then, like right now, doesn't even pop out. I think I might go on top with some yellow. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, please let me know. Okay. I have some green paint mixed right here. Voila, beautiful. I call this as a reflective coloring. Something that I learned in oil painting actually. Like when an object is colored next to another object, there usually casts a light in that color. Most of the time, our eyes just knows it and doesn't make a fuss. But I find that this effect like stares me in the face when I'm painting because it feels very almost unnatural. Something's learned for sure. So I'm giving these flowers a kind of greenish glaze. Need more coffee. You know what? I probably could use more coffee too. And I'm gonna even bring some of that down here just to brighten this area up. And I think if you guys were here last time, I did use some masking fluid. But in the end, I found that if you leave it on for more than like 4 or 5 hours, it leaves a yellowish tint. It wasn't a big deal for my art because this piece specifically, because I am using yellow on top of it, but if you're doing painting that could be ruined by a yellow undertone, then please be mindful. All right. Oh, cute. All right, so this is that guy. Which one is the least undone? I'm gonna paint his eyeball, her eyeball. Which I think I wanted to be in a, I did do a watercolor, like color underneath. So I think I want that in a orange-ish color. So in watercolor, you achieve lightness with lots of water and transparency. But in gouache, you achieve that, unfortunately, using lots of white. And if you guys have a better idea or have more experience with it, please let me know. Again, I really love my wet palette. Okay, yes. And with gouache, you don't want your brush to be too wet. So you kind of want to dry out the tip with paper towel as much as you can. And that's what it came out. And with gouache, I'm okay with just painting these area over now, because I can't go on top with white after once it dries. But probably not in watercolor. This trick will not work in watercolor. Just be warned. She has a little bow that's in the same color I wanted to. And maybe she'll have a little bit of highlight here. Eyeballs done. So I think I've kind of covered all my little dudes now, little girls now. Now I'm gonna go back and add more details and really incorporate them into the environment, hopefully. So I want to make this part pretty light, I think. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm really enjoying doing these little guys. Maybe one day I'll do a painting just with them, who knows. I am currently trying to build a body of work in this style. Highlight here. Yeah. Kind of feeling maybe this should be in a different color. Let's see. That's also the great thing about wash is that it can cover other colors. But you don't want to do it with too liquid, too much water in the paint. Then it kind of brings to the bottom. It brings it brings the color underneath back out, which in this case is what I don't want. Okay, that's cute. And it's such a small area. Okay. I feel like this is a little too much white. Let's cover that. I'm gonna bring that white out in a different way. It's too dark. Here we go. I'm laughing because it seems so funny. This guy just has her little nose, like it's actually like the iris. Making the edges darker. Because it is a ball. let that dry. Meanwhile, hi Kent, how are you? Oh yeah, Travis amazing to see how, yes. With the gouache, it is. I am amazed at it myself sometimes. And also I'm realizing I'm using way more paint in terms of like the volume I'm using versus watercolor. For sure, so. I'll probably have to buy more gouache before I buy watercolor, even though I use watercolor way more. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry and then go back and add some white, reflective, that reflective light on your eyeball. Do I want to add any other color to this? No, I think I'm good. So here is where she is hanging on to this flower, and that I'm probably want to bring some of that color back into. As a shadow. That girl dry. Come here to this little guy here. Also remember to not blend, over blend as well. Because it kind of is cool to see that paint really brushstroke left behind. Hi KR. New subscriber. Oh, new subscriber. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Nice to meet you and welcome. I do go live every Wednesday around this time, and this painting I'm working on, I did start last week. I wasn't able to finish it over the weekend, so I'm gonna finish it live. But I try to start a new painting every week. And are you an artist too? KR, I'm assuming you are KR. But what kind of art do you do? More appropriate question, I guess. I always think the color is lighter or lighter than it actually is with gouache. Okay. And that is probably gonna haunt me. Hi Dee! Thanks for stopping by! How are you today? Happy Wednesday. I almost said happy Monday today for some reason. Good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's having an awesome week so far. hold on. Is this the color I want? Yes, okay. It's been a great day, awesome. Ultramarine and burnt sienna. I run out of ultramarine, always the first color that I run out. And then lately it's been vermilion red, vermilion. I think it's just called vermilion actually. But it's good that you're running out of burnt sienna. That means you're doing it properly. It feels like it was just Sunday, Dee said. I know, something about this week maybe. There's some mommies and we joke. I don't know if you feel the same way, Dee, but May is like December for moms, because that's when all the kids have like final matches, dance recitals, gymnastics, everything's like happening this month because school year is about to be over. It's been crazy. Ken's been practicing watercolor. That's so good to hear. I don't know. I love watercolor so much. I am starting to like gouache more, but I don't know. I'm not at the same place with it yet. I'm trying to masterfully incorporate this color into... Okay, I should have done that with the other one. I want to go back into that. So I'm bringing some of this color into the white part of the eyeball, because I'm sure you guys realize, but your eyeball is actually not even white. It's full of grays and blues and pinks. And congratulations, I have come up with a name for these creatures. I'm gonna keep it secret for now because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but also I just want to let it marinate a bit longer to make sure that that's the one I want to go public with. But it was a pretty awesome moment when it happened, because I don't want to keep on referring to them as these eyeball creatures, because they are kind of, to me, the central part of my art now. So I think they deserve more respect than just these eyeball creatures. Yeah! Mother's Day, yes. My daughter's birthday is in May, yes. And then there seems like a birthday party every weekend, like multiple, like seems like. So May is crazy. So yeah. So see, I know moms will understand. Okay, so I brought some green here, so I think I'm gonna do that. Skillfully. To the top. Skillfully, because my base was already dried, so. I don't know if I can blend this. Okay. I need to brand them for marketing. I do need to brand them for marketing. God, I hate marketing. Such a necessary evil. Thanks, Kent. That made me laugh. I do need them for marketing purposes, and I don't know. I don't know if, like, do artists trademark things like this? Is that something people do? It seems unnecessary, but what do I know? Oh, eyeball creature plushies. I feel like I'm falling under a trope. Is this something that the internet's making fun of at the moment? But actually these would be awesome as plushies. But you know, I did notice that I follow a few artists newsletters, which by the way, everybody, I do also have a newsletter. The link is in the description. If you want to get some insider views and discounts on my art and all that good stuff, subscribe and join my mailing list. I do share exclusive discounts sometimes with my VIPs. I call them my VIPs because, you know, if you're on my mailing list, you're certainly my VIP. And you guys deserve little discount. Okay. But I was saying I did notice some of my artists' newsletter. They do make plushies for their from their artwork. Which again, it seems like such a marketing no-brainer. Okay, so I don't know if I made it worse or better. Oh, thank you, Dee. Yeah, I'm trying to be better about sending out more regular emails. It's such a shame that I don't, because I have so much stuff to say, and there's no platform that seems appropriate. But thank you, Dee. Really appreciate it. Okay, I need to stop working on this before I ruin anything. Okay, I do like I added a bit green to the rest of it. Now the eyeball center doesn't seem so out of nowhere, I guess. And I had to point out, look at her cute little butt. This is like my favorite part of the whole thing, almost. Okay, anyways, I hope that's not inappropriate. Oh, specific website makes deals with plushies. That is such a smart, whoever did that is so smart. And I wish I came up with the idea. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, totally. I hope they're not made in China though, because with the tariff thing that's going on right now in the US, I don't know how that's gonna affect everything. And I also have watched more than one YouTuber saying they're shutting down their studio because of the tariff thing, which is so sad. But I also am a believer in life where if one door closes, another door will sure open. Oh wait, hold on. So I'm adding a little bit of green to her back because it felt so. Okay. So now let's move on to this girl right here. I think I'm gonna do all their lashes at the very end. So this girl has I actually feel she's pretty good. She's pretty complete, as we say. So Ken, are you gonna make some plushies too at some point? I think it'll be kind of cute to have some plushies in my Etsy shop, actually. And these little guys might be good for that, actually. I used to be a shoe designer, so I know that it's now with all the digital tools. I'm pretty sure you can just upload a image of your artwork and the computer will digitize the pattern and digitize how that works when to bring it into 2D or 3D, I mean. And guys, cuteness sells. I'm sure I get better at the gouache at some point. Gotta bring that yellow in here as well. Now I'm on. She doesn't have jaundice. She just has the eye, you know, yellow eyeball. For all the girls, ladies who are watching, I hope you're gonna have amazing Mother's Day this weekend. And for all the guys who are watching, if there's someone, a mother in your life, be sure to plan something for her. This part dries, I'm gonna go back and add some white for the reflective lights and whatnot. Anywhere else? Is that brighter for you guys? Maybe that's better. And 360 rotate, we're back to her. Thank you, Dee. I don't know as of yet, but I'm sure we'll go somewhere, do brunch or something. Watch my husband, but I don't even know it's Mother's Day. He probably don't even realize. Okay, so actually let me, before I just go on it, let me do a little test app. Okay, cool. I will report back next week, see what I did for Mother's Day. So I added a little bit of blue. I probably shouldn't have done what I just did now, actually. So under the collar, I want to add a little bit of blue under the color here. What I do like about gouache is that you can keep on kind of manipulating it, whereas watercolor, because the pigment is so light and transparent, it just becomes one with the paper so quickly. You can only add, there's no subtract. For the most part, there's always exceptions, I guess. Yes, Steve, what do you want to do? I don't know. Do something for me. I don't want to think. I love that. So true. Yes. Sometimes like maybe I just want a day alone by myself. No one talks to me. Some areas want to add new color, just makes sense. Like here. Try not to overblend that. I think I should just let that be actually. Also, a little fun fact, I went to a Studio Ghibli exhibition in LA, and I realized that so much of the concept art from, you know, from the 80s and probably 90s too, are done in gouache. I think because it's a unique property where you can blend, you can get so painterly and so strokey, like so painterly, and still have that, you know, like have strokes show. I think I guess it's a very good medium for concept art. But now I'm sure everybody just does on computers now. Like this part. How do I mimic that? So tell myself I just need to be brave and go for it. Okay. Poster paint. Ah, I did not know that. Awesome. I know you do the live shows here in XP, but do you also have a live one in the area you're in? Like, oh, I don't actually. Huh, interesting thought, Dee. I have never thought about that, doing it in real person. I suppose I totally could, huh? Yeah, thanks for that idea. And Ken said poster paint, which I think is a type of gouache. Yes, that would totally make sense. And I bet the Studio Ghibli stuff was done in that same material. Okay. So I've got a little bit of blue here. See, what I need to stop doing is doing what just happened here. What I do need to do is do what just happened here. Just do it. Paint and leave it instead of trying to blend it. because I didn't blend here and then dried and looks totally fine. I've also been told by Caroline, if you're still here, that Eventbrite also has a live streaming option. So many places. I would like to stream on Instagram, but I need to have 1,000 followers to do that. And I'm so close, guys. So if you don't follow me on Instagram already, I'll really appreciate it. Because once I have like 10 more followers, I can start streaming there too. So yeah, if you have an Instagram account, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I also been surprisingly find out that lots of people don't have Instagram accounts, which I'm like, I applaud you for not having that. Such a necessary evil. Oh, I totally agree, Dee. You know, some of my friends around, like mommy friends, know that I'm an artist, and they say, "When are you gonna teach my kids?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. That seems like so hard to teach kids." Oh, my daughter is in art classes, and I'm like, the teachers, you must have the patience of a saint. Okay. 10 more, no, maybe like 15, but so close. I'm literally so close, guys. Instagram follow. Cool. Okay, I did. Let's see. Let's do a progress check. So these guys are good. I'm gonna go back in and do their lashes in a minute. Oh yeah, I need to do. So this is probably the easiest to tell. I kind of did a shadow here because your eyelid actually does cast a little shadow on your white part. Trying to bring that out, and I think I forgot it here. Yes, I'm just gonna do the blue. I'm just going for it. Cute. Do I have any other social media for you? So I'm on X, as you know, I'm live streaming there right now, and I'm on YouTube, which I'm actively trying to grow my channel. I am on Instagram under the same name, PinkyhootArt. If you are on Instagram, if you're an artist, I'm assuming you are, go check it out. And the other place it's like a dead zone for me is TikTok. I do have TikTok. It is under the same name, but I don't know. I don't get TikTok, and I'm gonna sound so old saying that. But yes. Did I say so? TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. There you go. 8 more. Yay! Thank you, G. You're awesome. I will definitely make an email announcement about it when that happens, because it's kind of a big deal for me. And then lastly, this girl. I don't think it's a good color for that. Really appreciate you guys. This part of the eyeball, this feels very thin. And also, I have a love and hate relationship with masking fluid. Remember last time I said I love it so much because he gave me these great heart light hits on my flower? And then I realized you gotta be so careful about getting rid of it once you're done. Otherwise it leaves these like gross residues that just seem to stay forever. Okay. So I think everything, yeah, and I'm still trying to be so good about covering my gouache area with enough paint, because I'm so used to walking watercolor when it just washes on top of washes, right? It's such a different feeling. Such different feeling. And also the tricky thing about gouache, when it's wet versus when it dries, it looks completely different. I think Trevor made a comment about that, see how fast the color changes. It's pretty crazy. I don't like this in, you know what, I probably should have done this in watercolor. Okay. But see, I can also blend, which will never be able to happen in watercolor either. Okay, I need to stop messing with this. Okay, so I think most of these areas, that's not dry, this is dry. I'm gonna go in with some pure white now. So let's see how this goes. So this reflects up, so there's a little bit of light. Oh wow. Some thick white paint. See, this is when I had to like, I had to study anime eyeballs. They do this so well. The illustrated way of reflective eyes. Okay. Let's give it here a little bit of reflective light. Okay, so thick. This is very much a dry on dry technique now, I feel like. Okay. You need a little bit more water to do this. And I'm looking at the screen. I think this needs more hit of white here. second. I am finding out that with gouache, I think it comes out better when I just do it fast and not overthink it. Yes, the white, last step a lot of times for me. I'm gonna do the white here. I was joking, I'm so used to paint with water, now I'm painting with paint. All of a sudden, I don't know how to do this anymore. Thank you, Dee. Oh my gosh. I owe you big time. Some of the highlight back in here. Okay, I'm liking this painterly effect when I don't blend. Please remind myself, don't blend. Okay. Just let it be. Oh, it's so kind. I feel like as an artist, nothing is more rewarding when you find people who appreciate your art for what it is. Yeah. Thank you. And I think I mentioned last week that I'm gonna be on a big spaces last week, but it's actually this week because I kind of got back to that person a little too late. So this Saturday at 1 p.m. I guess it'll be 12 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be on a spaces talking about myself. If you guys are around, check it out. Spaces is on X, so if you're on X, I guess. So, is this white obvious? Yeah, I didn't make a fuss about it, so. Again, show up buddy over the cute butt. I don't need to stop. I hope X doesn't flag that as nudity or something. Just add a little bit of white here. Add it. It's not already made. It's this Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. It's actually, I've not been announced as a guest speaker yet, but you can definitely set a timer or a timer reminder. I think I retweeted, but it's Bobby Baker's weekly space, and if you're an artist on X, you probably know about her because she has a artist and collector community of almost 200,000 people, which is quite a feat in itself to have amassed that big of a community. So I'm excited to talk about myself on it for the very first time. So this is such a big opportunity. I do post in our community very often, and I tell myself that maybe it's whatever I'm doing, she's seen it obviously, and whatever I'm doing, I'm going on the right path and right direction because she invited me on finally. Thank you. I also believe that life is funny like that. You sometimes, I myself have done this before many times, probably, that you're always wondering like, why don't people like, or why haven't I gotten further than I am in my journey or whatever. And I realized that that's the wrong questions to ask, because you will get there when you get there and you don't even know when that is. And really the only thing you have control over is get better at what you do, don't stop what you're doing. And that's literally the only two things that will ensure your success at some point. So hopefully mine is getting there. And I actually have no idea how close I am to whatever that is. It's maybe it's a moving target. That again is not the right answer. Oh, I love how I did this. Not the right question to ask. Oh, thank you, Dee. Yes, you can hear me talk about myself. I don't love talking about myself, but again, if Candace still here, it's a marketing necessity. Did I say I hate marketing? I don't hate it. It's just a necessary evil, I guess. Okay, I feel like I'm getting better. I definitely do better with this drier layer, I think. So let's build on top of it. Yeah, I just think life is funny like that. Once you stop chasing it, maybe you'll have it. I think they say that about relationships too. Maybe just a rule of life, rule of thumb for life. Shit, okay. So many brushes, what do I use? I feel like so this turned out pretty good, like that. Cute. I think this got a little too white. There we go. Yeah. There you go. I mean, I can probably add so many more layers of detail, but I think at some point there is a diminishing return with these things. this is the one I had to like cover that up. I think someone, I think I showed my artist a friend and he said, oh my god, that little dude's getting blinded by light. I was like, oh, I don't want that. So let's make this smaller. Because I don't want to blind this little dude. I'm surprised at how much white I'm using actually since I started painting with gouache. I think I mentioned that in the beginning. Still surprised, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna stop right there. Some eyelashes, maybe some lights. Thank you, Trevor. I hope it's gonna be a good time. I haven't talked about myself in a little bit. I used to have a podcast and spaces where I get to talk about it more, but okay. But since I started live streaming, it's been much more conversational, less. I'm not really practicing how to speak officially. Okay. I do feel like the little eyeball creatures, soon to be named, are much more incorporated into the rest of the painting, which is what I didn't like about my last painting. And then the painting I have hanging in the back, those eyeball creatures stands out a lot, almost on purpose, because the rest of the painting is kind of tonal and not very bright, but I feel like I need to incorporate it better to show that they are part of to have a more cohesive story, I guess. Did I just, yeah, I did. So I need to do the lashes as the final step for this little dudes, I think. But now I'm going to take a break from gouache and go back to the watercolor part to, again, better incorporate the colors I use for the gouache, which is much brighter, with the rest of the painting. I'm tying up the T's, dotting the I's right now, so to speak. Looks awesome. Oh, thank you, Trevor. I think this might be my favorite one, like, ever. Ow. Yeah, I think out of all the watercolor paintings I've ever done, this might be one of my favorites. The one I did for Fifi is on top of there. I feel like that was like most skillfully done of all my thing. But this is awesome. Obviously, I love all my girls. But you know, just like all your kids, you can't love them all the same, even though you say you do. Okay, I'm gonna wash all my brushes super well. Super well. I want to show you my jar situation. I have like 5 jars. Only one is clean at this point, so I'm setting it aside. Okay. So I kind of started doing that here already, if you guys see. I think I was trying to blend some of the color into the leaf. So now I'm gonna do more of that because I don't think it looks obvious enough. So, some mustard yellow on deck. I really kind of like this flower though in the background. It's so gray and neutral. So add a little bit of that. I think it needs a little bit here. I washed it here, so I think that looks fine. This, do we need more green here? I actually think it's fine. So really it's just this girl then, okay. I think this flower here probably should get a little bit blue too. So. So I think I want to add a little bit blue here. I kept on adding blues last time. It just kept on drying, not blue. Strangest thing. I should. See if it will stick this time. Also, I think it might have been an issue of me being too scared and start blending it with too much water, and then that's when the blue just disappears. All children are artists. I totally agree. And hello, thank you so much for. I don't know if it's amazing. I feel like I'm just messing up today on live, but I appreciate your comment, and I know that I think our artists are super critical ourselves. I do recognize that. And I just try to be better every day, every time I paint. But thank you, I appreciate that. And yes, all children are artists. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the saying, the creative adult, aka me, is the children that refuse to grow up. Yes, I get in fights with my 5-year-old all the time because, you know, I refuse to give in to her. Because like, why should she have her way all the time? But yes. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm gonna do the more blue. Should we do a little bit more blue here? Maybe not here. Yikes. Thank you so much. If you guys love what you're seeing, love my art, be awesome. Can give me a follow, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and then maybe turn on the notification bell so you'll get notified when I go live or have new content out. And if you really want to follow my artist journey, I have a VIP list where I send out updates monthly, and I send discounts on my artwork and all that stuff. The link is in the description. So sign up. Thank you. I mean, appreciate that. I'm sure you do. I also believe that all adults, everybody, have that hidden in them. I mean, what is art, right? It's nothing but some practice and just have the bravery of trying and mess up and try again. It's a very torturing existence sometimes, but I also feel like it's probably the most very rewarding experience. So you too have the child in you. I know it. Okay, yeah, the blue is finally sticking this time. Okay. I'm gonna stretch. Then I'm gonna mix some. What color should I do the lashes? I think I'm gonna do the lashes. They all need lashes because my eyeball creatures all have their signature lashes in this dark blue color. So I'm gonna mix that right now. And then I think I'm gonna go over some of the flowers with the white gouache, just the tips to really make them pop. And I think I might be done with this finally. I'm so excited. Okay, let's mix that pink to now. Pick out the brush I want to use. Just a little fine brush, small brush. Is dark enough? Yes. If you've worked with these kind of paint before, if you've attended my sessions here and there, you'll know that I always say don't ever use black on your painting. So if you need a really dark color, I find that the best color to mix to get that super dark color that looks almost black but not quite is a dark blue and a dark red. If you use cool red and cool blue to mix it, then the dark is on the cool side. And if you use a warm blue and a warm red, then the black you come out would be on the warm side. And you can use them together or separate. I think I find that they have great results. So that's my spiel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. All children are artists. So kind. Thank you so much. I think this is why I tell artists that sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone and go interact with people, because for me, I kid you not, that made the difference of, you know, having supporters like Trevor and so many others that came and gone, made the difference between me kept on going and quitting. Because it's hard. It's hard to be an artist and, you know, go out and beg everybody to follow you, buy your art, and do the marketing stuff. And if you don't have that support, if you don't hear nice things like all children or artists says to you, once in a while just strangers say nice things, like it's a very lonely and hard existence, you know. So get out of your comfort zone, go talk to people. I never thought I'd be live streaming, if you asked me 2 years ago, but here I am, and I'm getting more comfortable with it. And then I'm sure because of that, lots of other things will happen. Now I'm wondering if this color is too dark that I just made. And as we're approaching the end of this painting, I am totally stalling on the eyelashes. Let's do that last. Let's not do that right now because I'm unsure of this color I mixed. Sometimes it happens, sometimes that is. And lately I was talking to my husband about this earlier too, that I feel like I've hit a technical, logical limit with like the amount of social media platforms I'm on or amount of time I spend on them and all that stuff, that I feel like that's so many artists I've talked to have shared the same sentiment almost, that we don't need another social media platform. We don't need anything else. We actually need to slow down, get rid of some, and then really focus on the things that's important. If you're artists, make art. You know, engaging on social media all day does not further your cause. It might seem have a short-term benefit. If you're a writer, write. You know, don't write tweets. Actually write things. Okay, I am going. Sending hustle, yes. Hug everybody. And really focus on your local community. If you can buy art supply from a local store, buy things from a local store, do that. Support your local community, you know. I'm sure, I don't know. I think big companies out there it's not good. I don't want to get overly political either, because I'm not. But that's just my realization lately. Slow down, do what you like, do what you love. So again, remind myself, light's coming from this way. Social media is great for some things, but I think like Dee was saying, like reminded me that go to your local places, go to a local art shop, art museum, see if we can do a live thing there. I think that'll probably have way more effect than me spending time, oh shit, tweeting. Okay, light's coming from this way. Okay, remind myself. And I'm not to say even say that it has no place, social media, in our business, in our lives. Just it can't be the only place, I guess. So many platforms. Every time, and I don't know if you guys are the like, every time now I'm definitely at the point where like if you buy anything, if you sign up for anything, if there's an app you had to download, I'm like, I don't think I'm interested. I feel like that was kind of an issue with a lot of Web3 things. Everything is like, it's a new platform, it's a new thing you had to do. I'm like, I don't want any more new things. I can't hardly keep up with my old things. Yeah, I read recently that OpenAI is going to start a social media network, I guess, for their AI powered whatever. And I roll my eyes so hard. These big companies, they just keep on constantly thinking about how to make more money at the expense of our mental health, truly. And then we as, you know, individual human beings, the temptation's there, I get it. I mean, we're not saints who can say, you know, who are so on top of our mental health that we can just know when to stop. We don't. I don't. Until something bad happens. Which I don't hope that happened to anybody, but it's true. I am going over some of these areas to make it pop more with the white. Can you guys see? Oh yeah, the white really pops sometimes. But I feel like these edges here might be getting lost for you guys. There you go. And I really like this stuff because it kind of cleans up some of my messy watercolor edges. I am using gouache right now because white, I also hardly uses white watercolor paint actually. Because if I want a coverage, I'm gonna use gouache. And I don't really, if I want a lighter color, I just use more water. I almost never use white in watercolor, I just realized. Give it a little bit of a dry on dry effect. I wish graphic Waters here, he made a joke one day. When you see a 2-inch hair, I say cat hair, but then I was like, it's pink. Okay, it's my hair. So I can't blame anybody. This definitely needs a little white speck. Oh yes. When I did it was so dark. Kind of lost its dimensionality. Oh, D, you're still here, right? Yes. I've been so kind of grumpy on XDMs lately because, well, besides the whole people making crazy tweets about me, last week, I'm so proud of myself. And for anybody who's listening, be careful out there, because last week I avoided a scam situation. I've been scammed plenty of times before. It's like the thing I hate about Web3, but this wasn't even related to, I guess it's somewhat related, but I avoided a scam situation and I was so proud of myself. Let me know if you want to hear it, D. Or anyone else want to hear it. Otherwise, I won't bore you guys with it. This might not be relevant. Okay, well, Trevor wants to hear it. Trevor, so this is like unrelated to what's happening with the other thing. What's going on? It's crazy. Straight crazy. So someone reached out to me to like come on a podcast, right? This has happened before, nothing crazy. This happened to me before. I've been on podcasts where it's fine, right? So I didn't think anything of it. The person did DM me on X, and then we chatted a little bit. It was over 2 days, and then the person and I said, yeah, I'm interested to talk about what's going on with Web3, why I'm not really active in it anymore, ironically. Then the person asked, oh yeah, join me on Telegram. I'll add you to the group, which is like my first red flag. Why do you have to go to Telegram? Because it's encrypted, so it can be tracked. But first red flag. But I still was like, okay, join the Telegram. The person, the scammer even went as far as like sending out there's like end up being 7 people in that group of Telegram. I don't know who's a scammer, who's actually a victim, just like me, been funneled into it. But there are 7 people in it. They went even as far as like sending out a schedule, saying, what time are you available? So I said I'm available this time, and then they end up doing it at that time that I wanted to do, which is like, okay. I didn't think anything of it, but now thinking back, I was like, okay, red flag. It's definitely a group scamming effort. So I set the time, I'm available this time. They're like, let's do it this time. And then somebody asked, where is the link, or how do we, get on the podcast? And they were like, we'll send it about 5 minutes or 10, 15 minutes before the scheduled time. Which I guess is not that weird. That I think, I don't know, maybe it is weird. I feel like when I did spaces and podcasts, I would schedule a link a week in advance and send it to people a week in advance so that they are prepared, But I still didn't think in my naive, trusting mind, didn't think anything of it. And then when the time came, I went on Telegram on my phone. and then they sent a link to that chat for everybody, and it was a WeChat link. So I was like, oh, that's weird. Why is it WeChat? The person said it was gonna be Zoom, but I'm like, there's Google, there's so many things. Why WeChat? So weird. And then I even went as far as clicking on that link, but luckily it was on my phone. It said the link is only available for PC. And that's when I was like, okay, this doesn't seem right at all. Like, what platforms? All platforms I've ever gone on podcasts with and attended, you can do it on your phone or a PC, right? And I maybe I shouldn't share this, but WeChat is a pretty common app. So if it's a legit link, then it should have taken me to the WeChat app at the very least, right? So that's when it just like my after a few times being scammed, the internal alarm was just like, okay, something's not right. So, hello Phantom. I'm in the middle explaining a scamming situation I avoided last week. So my alarm went, my internal red flag was like going crazy at that point. So I went on my computer, I copy and paste a link in ChatGPT and asked, is this a suspicious link, whatever? And sure enough, it said so WeChat does have a web browser, but anyways, I copy and paste the link, and then ChatGPT sure enough said it's a suspicious link. I highly suggest you not click on it, and explain why, all the reasons why that's suspicious. So at the moment, I know it's like not a legit thing. So then I left that chat on Telegram, immediately blocked the person contact me on Twitter and on Telegram, and then I asked ChatGPT if there's anything further action that I should make, and I explained what happened. And luckily, I don't think any harm was done. It asked me to watch out for a couple things on my phone, but yeah, I wanted to share with people here because this is like a scam effort that went expand over a week of time. And now I'm looking back, there's so many red flags. Like, first of all, the first person, I shouldn't, how to say this? The person, the leader of the group was like from Russia. Like, there's a lot of hackers in Russia, right? But I shouldn't say that because, there's a lot of Russian artists and fashion design sketch artists that I follow who are amazing. The second thing was the link, like it has 7 people on the chat, but the link only showed 4 people. But anyways, I was just floored by the extent of the extent that people went to do this, to make up all these fake links, and the screen and everything looked fine until you start noticing these little weird things. So now I look back, there's probably many red flags that happened along the way, but to an unsuspecting person like me, I very well could have said, oh yeah, let me get on my computer and do this. I'm so glad I didn't. Yeah, so I feel like for all struggling artists, you're not struggling, you're just, your time hasn't come, like I said, mentioned earlier. But for everybody who are out there who are, hustling, trying to make your dream come true, there's also people out there who are preying on that hope and on your hard work and on your mentality, basically. And they go so far to do all these things so that you'll fall prey to them. So yeah, and then I guess thank God for ChatGPT and the AI, all the AI that they'll be able to catch this. But I'm sure you are probably more knowledgeable. I mean, anybody here who are more knowledgeable, who probably spot these way before I can. I'm just that person who is so trusting of people that I want to believe that everyone's good out there, and I know how naive that sounds, but yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad I avoided it, and I hope this story will help you avoid your next one. And if anytime people send you link, just double check. I mean, even sometimes, like even now I'm thinking, even people that you might know, have interacted with, but you don't know well or personally, still check the links that they send you. Because I don't think it'll hurt, right? If it's legit, then it's legit, it's fine. But if you check with AI, at least they'll tell you what's wrong with it. So yeah, I hope this story can help you avoid your future scammers. And D says, been so much scam DMs and Zoom in and telegrams are going up, unfortunately. That's why so much. Yes. So yeah. D said, for those of you who are listening to me on X, there's been a lot of scam going on, emails in DMs and emails, especially in DMs, and I get it in my Etsy shop too, for people who ask for your email address. Never give out your email address to strangers unless you have met that person. And if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Yes, if you're just starting your artist career, you're starting your small business, suddenly someone big wants to talk to you, it's like it's probably too good to be true. And I actually don't even, like, sometimes, you know, before, like, people ask for your wallet, they want money specific, but in this case that happened to me, I'm not even sure what they're looking for. And I also feel like sometimes suddenly you get multiple DMs from random people all at the same time. I have the feeling that they are from the same group. Like, one person might get your email address, but one person might get your birthday. You know, you think, oh, you give information to 2 different people, but in the end they piece all that information together. Or maybe they are already on some sort of, you know, I'm sure hackers have a list that they share. They are having all the information already, but maybe missing 1 or 2 pieces to complete the puzzle, to do something terrible. Then they'll go out phishing you like that. So this is a dark, dark place I just went down, didn't it? Anyway, so if you guys have any questions, drop in the chat. And if it's happening to you, or you have suspicion about what's happening, just, you know, don't click on the link, but copy and paste the link into your favorite AI service. And another thing I found through all this is that Grok, on Twitter, on X, has like the summaries right now, right? Like, you can, you know, ask it to summarize a person's profile. But if a person has like 10,000 followers, but the Grok said there's not enough information to summarize that person's profile, huge red flag. Definitely a scammer. Don't engage, because that's impossible. Okay, let's see what D said. Yes. Actually. Oh, okay. D also share. I didn't know this, but they could impersonate your friend and just change the handle slightly so that you, maybe even the same profile picture, so you are like, oh, it's the same person you know, but you're actually talking to somebody completely different, aka a scammer. Oh, that's creepy, D. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that could totally happen. Yes, I'm glad I caught this one. It was a huge win for me, I guess. But I know it's probably just one of the many that's gonna happen. But I'm glad I'm more knowledgeable about it. Slightly more knowledgeable than I have the week before. Okay. Where was I in my heart? And I know that economy is not doing great. I only would imagine these scams are becoming more prevalent, pervasive, and commonplace. So protect yourself out there. Scammers suck, as Phantom Pain said. It's like, get a job. I'm sure that's their job though, so. People saying this is your link. No, I'm not. Oh, so they're trying to go different platforms, try to do that. Oh, this is great. Let's all share our scamming experience, because I don't think it happens to, I don't think all these scams happen to the same people. So I think that's like how they're able to get people, maybe. Because, you know, sometimes it happens to you on me on Etsy, but I've never have happened on Instagram. But now Trevor said that. I was like, oh, interesting. I also had people asking, oh, I want to buy your art, but I don't want to communicate through official channels. Scammer. Don't ever click on any links. It seems obvious, but sometimes, but if it's from a person that you think you know, now D just scared me. Like if it's from a link from someone that you think you know, like how would you even know, you know? And I truly don't think that the social platforms are doing, aka X and Instagram, are not doing enough to combat this problem at all. Very disappointed in them. Adding some white in the middle. Cool. Okay, I think I did all the areas that I want to do. Maybe here. I think that might be cool. Do I want some here? Let's do some here. Okay, I think I'm doing good enough with this white. Anywhere else? Oh yeah. Definitely want to do that here. The top of your lip is always usually the highest part and they get most light. Always love it when digital artists do like this white thing to show the reflective art lips. So I'm gonna do that here. Yay. Okay. Anywhere else I think we need? Oh yeah, right here. I feel like this girl's been neglected. I've been so focused on all the flowers on the other side. I feel like this girl's been neglected. Yes, Phantom, I have to, and it's the worst feeling. You feel so stupid and violated, and you know, if it's something big, that they steal something big from you, then it's just all the things you have to deal with after that. Yes, scammers truly effing suck. Phantom, hopefully we're both smarter for it, and hopefully it won't happen again. I can't even say that with a guarantee because it's happened to me more than once. I'm like ashamed to say, but it has happened to me more than once. Even though I read about it and I'm being so careful. Still happens, and I don't even think I am that dumb of a person. But yes, it's a sucky feeling when that happens. So I'm sorry to hear that, Phantom, and I hope it won't happen again to either of us. Okay, while I have some white paints on my brush. Oh man. Needed money. I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds awful. Wow. I'm just gonna add some dots into the air. I'm inspired by the can you see the dots? Oh, maybe you guys might not be able to see this actually. Little bit here. I'm so sorry to hear that, Phantom. But I was saying that dandelions are going crazy, and if you look up sometimes, there's all these white particles in the air in the spring. It's like strangely poetic and annoying at the same time. It's poetic because it's like snowing in spring when you know it's not snow, but it's just white paint, right? And scary, meaning all that dandelions gonna land on my lawn and have weeds. So yeah, another love and hate thing. Oh, Trevor, I know. I remember those they told me about. I've had that happen to me too, and stupid me didn't even realize until like days later. I've had my NFT stolen, but now it's like they probably don't even worth anything. Oh, and I think recently, I've totally forgot about this, Trevor, but the drained account, the wallet I had a couple NFTs in it. I can't get it out because like any interaction with it will just create more issues. That one of the NFTs that's in the account got stolen again and was sold on OpenSea because I got an email from OpenSea saying it was sold. But I didn't do anything about it because what am I gonna do, you know? Oh, it gets me so angry talking about it. Okay, I'm gonna just do some on the flower. I like that look. Oh yeah, yes, Phantom, that's glad to hear. I'm also thankful that it could have been worse, but yeah. And it's also very frustrating that the authorities can't seem to do anything about it. And you have a cleaning business? That's awesome. It's all lessons we need to learn in life, I guess. Okay. Let's do some poetic speckles. I think I love these dots because they add so much texture, and I think I'm gonna do little pink ones here. Great stamina. Hi, you're back. I'm almost done though. I'm almost done. I did promise that I'm gonna finish this live, so I am not gonna chicken out and stop midway. Also, a little fun fact. I feel like since I started streaming live my stamina has increased for sure. I think before I started streaming, which is not even that long ago, I started streaming December of last year, I think I used to paint like, you know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes at the time. Then I either get tired, get bored, get distracted. But because I started streaming, because you guys keep me accountable, I have been going longer and longer. So thank you guys for keeping me honest. I think my longest session was like 3.5 hours, which, you know, if you asked me a year before, I was like, no way I can paint for that long. But yes, I can, and I am. Now I'm adding a little bit of pink dots just throughout the background. I think it helps with moving your eyes around, and also adds a little bit of surprise in it, maybe. So since you're back, oh, children artists, I love saying that. Are you an artist as well? If you're still here. Maybe we'll do some on her hand. Yeah. Particles. I'm gonna bring also into these little flowers. I know, this is true, Phantom. Your chat is so lively, actually. I love it. I guess I am. Sometimes, I guess when I'm painting, I'm just not truly get a sense of how many people are actually talking to me right now. Thank you guys. Okay, I think that's good. All right, the inevitable last step has finally approached. And I'm like, please don't mess this last one up. Also, my biggest fear sometimes is that you've done all this great work, you love it, and then the last part of it, you like ruin it. Hopefully that won't happen. Okay, so I created this super dark paint. It looks almost black, but it's actually like blue with some red in it. Let's do a few. They randomly dies. I always say I'm an artist. I'm an artist yet. I'm trying to learn the basics, but I enjoy more working with kids, drawing cartoons. Oh, that's awesome. Cartoon is absolutely a form of art. It's actually something I'm trying to get better at because these little creatures I'm working on has a cartoon-like thing, cartoon-like aura. And so yeah, I'm trying to lean in on that. I think we're all artists yet, I guess. But I like that saying, artists yet. Nice. I'm not an artist yet. Okay. But you draw cartoons, so you have to be an artist. I think maybe you're being too humble. Throw it back at ya. Okay, see, I just want to show you guys that here, I was so afraid that I messed this one up, but after it dried, I didn't blend it. It actually looks totally fine. I think that's the lesson in gouache painting today. Mess is good. We want mess because mess makes it look like art. And art is what we're making, not something perfect. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna do a little test stroke. Okay. I kind of want to get that taper look. See, gouache is so tricky. When it's wet, it looks so much darker. So you think, oh, that was dark enough, and then when it dries, it's not dark at all. We got some shadows here. Yeah. Her hair looks like a tomato. I didn't see it this entire time until now. But I like it, it's okay. 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 I'm still stalling. Can you guys tell? All right, the time has come. Let's do it. Oh, and you guys didn't see that. Here we go. Okay, just did that. No mistake, just happy little accidents. And happy little accidents we have all over the place. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dee. Good luck with your stream. Maybe I'll catch you, actually. And yeah, I'll see you in DMs. Let's chat. Bye, Dee. So the lashes, I'm trying to make them like organized chaos. I want them to be orderly but not evenly. If that made any sense at all. Because if you're a girl and you have done your lashes, you know it's kind of a crazy thing that happens. But in our impression from far apart, they all look so even, right? I think the trick to natural looking eyelashes actually give it a little bit of a chaos and unevenness. But it's really hard to do because when you get in the rhythm, you just kind of want to go. So I'm trying to make them, you know, part differently, have different thickness without making any unnecessary smudges and etc. She is the best. Ah, that was so nice of her. I need to check my Instagram now, and I'm excited to see what happened. Okay, that was a super weird angle. Front her lash, okay, I'm too bad this side. Front her lash flips like this. Maybe this one should flip like that. I'm getting much better at my lashes now compared to when I first started doing them now. Okay, now the second row I want it to be maybe less thick, maybe thinner. And stop while you can. I like how low this one is. Maybe I'll add one here. That is low. You can see why I was stalling so hard earlier. I'm just nervous to get started. But here we go. This is the type of shit I like to train. People making art respond to chat. Oh, do people not respond to? Oh, I guess that's true, huh, Phantom? Until you said it, there are streams I go on where the artist looks, I don't even know how they do it, but they have like automatic response that pops up, like have standardized messages, I guess. Which I don't even know how to do that. Oh, they ignore chat, yes, and yeah. Funny you say that. I tried to do that once with like a pre-recorded thing. It bombed so hard. I was like, I'm never doing that again. Okay, where was I? I did the upper lashes. I think they turned out okay. I usually like to do like 2 at the bottom because I don't want to make them like all at the bottom again. Then it's kind of creepy looking. But I do want to show that there is a lower lid so people don't ignore that area. So just gonna do that. Okay. I think 2 was my happy thing. The 3rd was one too many. 3 is a crowd. Okay, so this one is facing forward. So the lash here goes, flips like that. Yeah, I like this format for myself because I get to interact with people. Otherwise, I'm just a hermit in my studio all the time. And you guys, like just now, we're having the scammer conversation. I actually learned a few things, so that's awesome. Okay, so this is a part that's tricky. So this one direction, this direction is gonna shift. I'm gonna do just this. Alright. Oh. So the trick is 1 short, 1 long, maybe a couple more short. And let's do 1 long. I'm just gonna stop right here. Oh, that's cute. Okay, let's do that. A little bit short one here, but not too much. And then do 2 at the bottom. So it's looking like those fake lashes you buy. Awesome. You have had bad experiences? Like what? I mean, I totally can see, because you know, like how bad experience from the host or from other audience, other chatters. Figure out the formula. So if you guys are painting lashes, the key is do a few short ones, a couple long ones. Never the same length. I'm gonna go back to fix my first one. And believe it or not, I've drawn this these like eyeball creatures many times, and I'm still learning so much about their details. Just being ignored. Ah, gotcha. Ah, the pre-recording, yes, gotcha. Yeah, I don't understand, I guess, because live stream is not an easy thing to do, guys. It takes so much preparation and time and effort that you kind of want to maximize the opportunity to engage with the people that come and watch you, right? So I don't get the being ignored part. Unless they're already famous, then maybe even then it's like a sorry excuse, but yeah. Little short ones. Alright. She's got some attitude. Let's add one more here. I think I want to make this one long. There you go. You just started typing in chats in the comments. Oh, that's very recent. That's kind of when I started streaming Phantom last December. Cute. Okay, last one, guys. Last one, I think. Last one. Yes, yes. Yes, okay. I am wondering if wondering if I should do them in multiple colors, but maybe next time I'll try it. Because I was looking at my other piece. The other piece I kind of did the lashes in a tonal color. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, I get it, Phantom. It takes a while. It takes a while to be comfortable with all of that and really who you are and who you are as an artist, which to me is a completely different thing. But thank you for these eyeballs. Thank you for the comment. I think I shared earlier, I'm not sure if you were here, that I finally came up with names for them, but I'm not sharing yet because I want to just make sure I love them and that it's right. Okay. And I want to give them like individual names. I thought that would be cool. Alright. Okay, guys. I think I'm done with this painting. You know what? I'm even going to sign it live, which I've never done before. And a little fun fact. I only sign my paintings when I'm actually done with them. Like this study I never signed, and I don't think I'm going to. And for the ones that I think is done, I put my seal on it. So all the, I think I started doing that with my last collection. So the prints that Trevor ordered have the seal on them, but not the ones before. So I'll start doing them, and I think I'm gonna go to that going forward. So my official released products have the seal on them. So in case you spot any fakes out there, why would you? In case. That's kind of my process, I guess, what I do. What color should I sign it in? I'm gonna sign this lower corner, just nestled in here. Oops. And I think I'm going to release this as a print at some point, and then it will have that seal on it. All right, guys, I think I'm done. I am done with it. I'm done. Let's check it out. So if you have not heard me explaining what I'm exploring right now, so this piece is part of my Shell of Self collection. I'm still exploring this theme, so I don't know how many pieces I'm going to make, but once I feel like I'm done with this idea, can move on, then I'll probably release like a batch of prints at some point. But it's called Shell of Self. What I'm exploring is the idea that I think I mentioned earlier, that these flowers are kind of representing her emotions, and these little creatures are representing her thoughts. It was from a conversation. I feel like we so often think about things in our own head that we have really no idea, because they're just in our own heads, right? We have no idea where they come from, if they're actually even authentically our thoughts, or if it's something that we read or heard, and then it sounded good enough that it became your part of knowledge, which is totally fine. It happens all the time to everybody. But then I started thinking, how are those medias we consume, the TikToks we watch, are changing who we are as a person, and then as a result, how we interact with others and our outside world. So I want to really start thinking about that. As I'm talking about it, I hope that it gets you guys thinking about it too, that these thoughts are shaping who you are, the self. And that's why the self here is just a shell, because without our thoughts, without our emotions, we're really just meat sacks, meat shells, right? So she is like a shell. I didn't have any too much animated feature on her. There's no, the eyes are just dark, there's no eyelashes on them, because all that kind of came out. The eyeball is outside, the eyeball is wearing her lashes. And these thoughts are actually examining her from the outside. So yes, that's my spiel. I'll put a better way. As I'm releasing them, I'll make an official statement about it. But yes, this little creature here, she's looking at her little cute butt, as I mentioned earlier. She is really trying to pour her emotion out of her head with this little suction cup help. She is kind of standing by, observing and judging with her little attitude hand. And then she is here hiding our hidden thoughts that might be so underneath subconsciously, but still subconsciously changing who we are, I guess. And this last piece, I kind of had her head relaxed, but this one, her hand is in a slight fist, because I think that when you're examining thoughts and think about all these things, there's a bit of tension. So I want this shell to have slight tension, to kind of be seen and be examined and be vulnerable, I guess. Big brain art, I think you said that last time. Cerebral, let's call it. And I hope once I have a whole collection of them, that the cerebralness will really come out even more. And there we have it, guys. Shell of Self this is the third piece I explored with that theme, and I really feel like I'm just getting started. So there you have it, guys. big brain art with the deep meaning behind a beautiful painting. Thank you. That was so nice. I had so much fun today, guys, hanging out with you guys, sharing my experiences, and sharing again the meaning behind this piece. And I feel like we're living in a world now where these actions, so really question everything you heard, question everything you used to believe in, is necessary. And besides my scamming story, I hope you guys learned something from that. I also want to share that there's so much fake AI generated videos now on Instagram, on TikTok, that like you can't really believe anything. This morning I checked, a friend of mine sent a video to me on Instagram, and on the surface it's like this the title of the video is like 4-year-old doing this incredible calligraphy, Chinese calligraphy, with this giant brush. I looked at that immediately. I was like, that's so fake. Her hand is not really moving the entire time, just barely, right? And B, if you have ever practiced calligraphy, you know that the calligraphy with that giant brush is, you need muscle strength in your wrist, in your arm, to even make those strokes. And there's no way a 6-year-old will have that muscle strength. I have a 6-year-old girl. There's no way that they can have that muscle strength. So it's fake. But I'm sure tons of people believed it. That if you have no idea how calligraphy works and never worked with a brush, then it's a very impressive video from a 6-year-old. So yeah, there's tons of this stuff out there, so just be aware of what you're seeing, what you're consuming, and really question everything, as I just mentioned earlier. Okay, that was a big spiel from me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my painting today, my session today. I certainly did. And if you haven't done so already, hit the follow or subscribe button, maybe turn on the notification bell, maybe join my VIP list. The link is in the description. I send out monthly emails to update you guys on bigger brain stuff, like we said, and sometimes I share exclusive discounts for my VIPs to my Etsy shop, to my art releases and whatnot. So yeah, with that, I hope all the moms here have an amazing Mother's Day this weekend, and all the dads and sons who have not planned anything, make sure you start planning and make reservations now. And I will see you guys next week, same time, Wednesday at 11 a.m. PST. It's actually 12 noon for me, but I usually go for a couple hours, so if you just catch me at any point at that, so Wednesday afternoon basically, if you're in the US, and if you're somewhere else in the world, then check time zone, check time, because I'm so bad with it. So anyways, I will see you guys. Oh, hold on. Happy Mother's Day. Yes. And yes, I do have a spaces this weekend on X to talk about my art journey and who I am as an artist, how I got here and all that stuff. I'm sure there'll be unexpected things I say that I don't even know yet. So anyways, bye guys.